Well, we're now halfway through the 2018 NFL season, although I actually looked it up. Almost half the teams still have half their games still to go through. Oh my god. So it's not halfway for a whole bunch of teams. But anyways, here is my week 9 picks for the 2018 NFL season. Last week, finally, 11-3. Finally over 750 winning percentage. Jesus Christ, it took forever. Only Saints had Vikings, Seahawks had Lions, and Redskins had Giants I got incorrect. But damn, it took fucking long time for me to finally get a week where I was nearly spot on too. Now hopefully that'll keep up for the rest of the season. That would be very nice. And then here is the playoff stands at the season end of the day. In the AFC, it's the Chiefs and Patriots still with the byes, with the Bengals at the Steelers and the Chargers at the Texans. And in the NFC, it's the Rams and Saints with the byes, with the Seahawks at the Redskins and the Panthers at the Bears. And Super Bowl picks still remain the same. Chiefs and Rams, just no idea who I would think would win. Now, on to my picks. So we start off with Thursday night, and it's a game that outside of me and the Bay Area, I don't think anyone is going to be watching it, as it's the Raiders at the 49ers for the first time since 2010. So much for the Bay Area. That's out in Santa Clara. That's over like an hour away from San Francisco, for God's sake. And the Rams, I believe they were on their... No, they were playing the Colts last week. And that was an offensive shootout, and I think that might have been without Amari Cooper. I'm not sure if that trade was before or afterwards. If it's afterwards, well, shit. Maybe the Raiders offensively might still be able to put up some points. It's just that their defense can't stop allowing so many points. Meanwhile, the 49ers... Man, so far this year, I've noticed that the 49ers have flipped what they were the last bunch of years. Even when they were struggling the last few years, they were always like a good a home team. Now they're very good on the road, and terrible at home, by and large, if you think about it, even though their one win was at home. So, I really don't know who I would pick here. It could go either way, but the way they're playing right now, especially at home, I actually think the Raiders might pull it off, but I would not be surprised if the 49ers pull it off tonight either. Then we get to Sunday action with my favorite and only probably real arch rivalry in the league, of course, the Steelers at the Ravens. As the Steelers, once again, like I said before, like with the Patriots, relax. After 1-2-1, they've now won 3 in a row, and they're leading the AFC North, and they want to get revenge on the Ravens, who beat them last time out in Heinz Field. And the Ravens... So much for the number 1 defense in the league when you allow the Panthers, who have a terrible, well, not really terrible, but not really good offense, for 36 points, and you allow Cam Newton to not get sacked, and he put up an awesome performance. That's a pretty bad sight to see. Now, of course, I'm picking the Ravens, but you can't underestimate the Steelers. This game, as always, doesn't matter really where it's at, it's going to be very close and hard fought. And then it's the Bears at the Bills for the first time since 2010, and technically first time since 2002, since their last meet in 2010 was in Toronto, remember? As the Bears got a needed victory against the Jets. Meanwhile, the Bills... Oh, man, my buddy Josh came down from a B-Day and we were watching the Monday night game. Bills, what the fuck? You actually impressed everyone the first 10 minutes of the game, but then you shat the bed and played like the Bills that we all thought you would against the Patriots. Oh, my God. What a wasted good performance on the defense because the offense couldn't get anything going. And I think Nathan Peterman's going to be starting because Derek Anderson is injured. Oh, boy. Well... You know one thing, Sheriff, Bears defense, if you don't have a good day against that terrible Bills offense, good luck trying to win this one, because that Bills defense obviously can play really well, especially at home. But I think the Bears will get this, but don't underestimate the Bills. Pretty much all of us underestimated them on Monday night last week, and they actually put up a good job until the end. Then it's the Buccaneers at the Panthers, as the Buccaneers lost. Oh yeah, ouch! Jameis Winston threw 4 interceptions against the Bengals. They put Fitzpatrick in. He leads the comeback, but they couldn't stop the Bengals from getting the field goal. So now Fitzpatrick is starting once again. I guarantee you it's going to go back and forth between those two. Neither of them are going to really be the right one for the year. And the Panthers got a very convincing win over the Ravens. They beat the Ravens and the Eagles, too. Very impressive victories. As Jeff over at Schlegday was right, the Panthers really are being one of the teams in the NFC that no one's talking about when they really should be considered talking about. They are definitely a playoff threat this year, and the way it's looking right now. And I think the Panthers can get it once again, but I probably would say don't underestimate the Buccaneers, especially since I think last year, too, the Buccaneers almost pulled it off when they visited the Panthers last year, if I'm correct, near the end of the season. Then it's the Chiefs at the Browns for the first time since, I believe, 2012. I'm pretty sure that's what the case was. The Chiefs had a hard-fought game against the Broncos last week, and the Browns got their shit kicked in by the Steelers after playing pretty good to like the first half. And Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley are gone, so now they brought in Greg Williams, of course, defensive coordinator. He was the coach of the Bills from 2001 to 2003, which is his last coaching stink, I believe it was. So, who knows? I mean, the defense have played really well. Maybe he can get something working right there, but that offense, probably not so much. I mean, in his 3 years with the Bills offensive coordinator, it was only 2002 when Drew Bledsoe had his resurgent year that the offense was good. All the other years, the offense was terrible. So I think the Chiefs can get this one, but you can't underestimate the Browns. They played hard a lot of times this year as well. Then it's the Lions at the Vikings, as a pretty big game between the two, as the Lions, what the fuck were you doing losing to the Seahawks? You let Russell Wilson had almost a perfect, well, he did have a perfect game, I'm pretty sure, but almost perfect completion percentage. That was terrible job. You should have been an offensive shootout with Wilson, but nope. Only got like one touchdown off of Stafford. That's pretty bad. And the Vikings, ouch. You let the Saints get their revenge, and it wasn't even close. Even though it was 10 points, the Saints just destroyed your ass. So that's definitely not a good sign for you. You're in a very terrible spot. You're just lucky. You should consider yourself lucky that the NFC North is still up for grabs, by and large. This game could actually go either way. In fact, remember, the Lions have actually beaten the Vikings in Bank of America Stadium 2 years in a row now. They've never lost it yet, so Vikings, don't underestimate the Lions when you host them. They've kicked your ass twice in a row now. So they could easily get the win, but I think the Vikings will get this. But don't underestimate the Lions. They've been all over the place this year, inconsistent to dominant. Then it's the Falcons at the Redskins for the first time since 2012. Oh, please, Redskins rule. I know it's not a presidential election, but please come into effect this year and help the Falcons win. But anyways, Falcons off their bye week after they beat the Giants 2 weeks ago. Man, they kind of barely beat the Giants. The offense struggled against the Giants' defense, but their defense, oh my goodness, they sacked the shit out of Eli. And the Redskins, like the Panthers, we got to stop underestimating that. We got to really start considering them maybe the team to beat in the NFC East unless the Eagles can make another run for it and get back into the mix. Although in the case of the Redskins, all their games by and large, except for the Panthers and Packers, were not really convincing, so maybe that's another reason why they're 5-2, but hey, they played pretty well, especially defensively after that shellacking they took the Saints many weeks ago. So this game could be very hard fought, kind of like how they did against the Panthers, and the Redskins probably could easily win this, but I'm actually going to pick the Falcons, not because I want the Democrats to win so badly, but because I think the Falcons actually could put up a hard-fought effort too, but it could go either way. But I'm sticking the Falcons for this. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, how the hell are the Lions going to get anything going offensively if they just traded Golden Tate to the Eagles earlier this week? Oh, boy. But anyways, we get to the 4 p.m. games, starting off with one hell of an interesting matchup now because of the trade, as it's the Texans at the Seahawks for the first time since 2016, as the Texans are coming in not only on a 5-game win streak after they start off 0-3, but they're bringing in, Demaryius Thomas. Holy fucking shit. He's gonna want revenge after they just traded him a few weeks ago. Didn't the Broncos just think about that? Wait, don't we have to play them this week? Should we really consider trading them? Especially since he's probably going up against our defense and shit, so he probably knows our routes and stuff, but I guess not really smart, or maybe it was just too good of a deal. Anyways, Texans, of course, they destroyed the Dolphins pretty convincingly on Thursday night last week, and the Broncos, they actually did put up a good effort against the Chiefs, but in the end they just couldn't pull it off. This game could really go either way, especially with the Broncos losing Demaryius Thomas, and now he's going to the Texans. The Texans easily could get this victory, but I think I'm going to pick the Broncos still for this one, but I won't be surprised if the Texans somehow get it and win 6 in a row after starting off 0-3. Then it's the Chargers at the Seahawks for the first time since 2010. Oh boy, Mayumi, your parents are probably going to be going crazy for that game, as the Chargers I think they were on their oh yeah, they were on their bye week because of the London game. When they had a hard-fought game against the Titans, they got really lucky. They decided to go for a 2-point instead of the extra point. Man, just like they're like one of the teams that no one's talking about in the AFC right now. 5-2, they're pretty convincingly leading the wild card race right now. Meanwhile, the Seahawks, so much for being mediocre this year, they're still right there in the mix. In fact, if the season ended, they would be in the playoffs right now if that happened. They're 4-3, they're right in there. They're not playing as bad as everyone thought they were. I thought they were going to play this good too. This could go either way between two teams, but I think the Seahawks might actually be able to pull it off, but don't be surprised if the Chargers somehow get it. And then we get to the big NFC showdown with the two top seeds on the line, as it's the Rams at the Saints for the first time since 2016, as the Rams are trying to go 9-0 for the first time since 1969 and get the first winning season of the year. Holy shit. This could easily be an offensive shootout like it always usually is when they visit Saints. As the Rams got really lucky. They did underestimate the Packers by and large the entire game, and they got lucky in the end when they forced a fumble to seal it. And the Saints, very convincing victories on the road back-to-back against the Ravens and Vikings. They really are setting themselves up to be the second best team right now, and the only team that probably could challenge the Rams right now in the NFC side. This could easily be right now the NFC Championship preview. So definitely we gotta watch out for that. That's gonna be sick. But in the end, I think the Saints will get, since they usually are good against the Rams when they host them. But this is going to be an offensive shootout. Don't underestimate the Saints, Rams. You could easily get your first loss of the year. And then we get to Sunday night. Oh, why did they bring this in here? I never will understand why. As it's the Packers at the Patriots for the first time since 2010. As, hey, Aaron Rodgers finally going to the Let's Stay and finally, whoopee! I don't give a crap. Especially considering the fact that the Packers are 3-1 and definitely underachieving what I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to, I don't know about undefeated, but I thought they were really going to be like where the Saints and stuff after this year. They've been pretty bad this year, especially when they're on the road when Aaron Rodgers keeps getting sacked all the time. They're not in a good position. As the Patriots now won 5 in a row. Why am I not surprised? Although so far this year they've been struggling on the road when Brady keeps getting sacked all the time and pressured. That's like their glaring weakness so far this year, so you all better hope the Patriots are on the road in the playoffs, or else they're going to probably waltz through the Super Bowl once again. I think the Patriots will get this, but hey, you never know. I mean, the Packers, they played a hard-fought effort against the Rams, and that was the best team in the NFC. It almost pulled off the victory. The Patriots are one of the best teams in the AFC, so they could easily pull it off. So don't underestimate the Packers-Patriots by picking the Patriots still for this one. And then we get to Monday night, as it's the Titans at the Cowboys for the first time since 2010, as the Titans are off their bye week after... Oh, man. I knew you should have gone for that extra point. You could have gone overtime, and since you were the away team, you could have won the coin toss and maybe won it there. Should have just fucking done it. Disagree with Schleg right there, as they've now lost 3 in a row, and they're definitely not looking good. Same goes for the Cowboys. They've been up, they lose, then they win. They lose, win. So that's been consistently throughout the season so far. Kind of like the Cardinals were last year. And, of course, they foolishly traded... Well, didn't they trade like a first-round pick to Amari Cooper? What the fuck are you thinking? Jerry Jones, you're getting senile. You're so stupid. Oh, my God. Amari Cooper most certainly isn't worth no first-round pick. If you should save that pick for a better wide receiver and a younger one, too, in the upcoming draft instead. That was so dumb. And, of course, this game probably will be actually defensive as hell, as... I'm sure Dak Prescott and Marcus Mariota will probably be sacked the shit out of in this game. So it could go either way, but I'm picking the Cowboys for this one. But I know they're probably going to underachieve and probably blow it again. But hey, if they keep up with the current trends, they should win this game. So we'll see what happens. So those are my picks for Week 9, and unlike most people, I can't wait for Raiders at 49ers tonight. That will be sick, along with all the other incredible games this week, and hopefully I can keep it up and get over 750 winning percentage this week as well. Hopefully I'll